absolutely brutal. I'm not seeing any commanders from VonIvan that have the HM120, so he would be relying on other indirect fire options there. But yeah, I mean, Maxims can go either way. I think Noganno, of all people, will probably know the counter to this by now.
Just had somebody say, "Is this a best of one?" I went to great lengths to write "best of one" on the actual game itself. Doesn't seem people can't read seemingly, but yes, this is indeed a best of one. So the excitement is high. One of these great players could crash out of the tournament at this point. Based on what happens right now, Nagano's getting quite aggressive with his grenadiers, or rather, he's about to be. He's currently hiding behind trees. In the west, you've had a very intimate worker battle with pioneers pushing away combat engineers.
Yeah, really nice push from Noganno there. He caught them just off guard, but it looks like the Maxim's going to come in. Engineers turn around. Should deal with that pretty easily, I think.
Elsewhere, you've got a Maxim in the east, raining fire on grenadiers, but the grenadiers that were hiding behind the trees have managed to flank the Maxim.
Yeah, it's, so far looks like Noganno's going to go over to the right-hand side of the map if he manages to push VonIvan here. He's, of course, already got territory on the left. Pushing off the right. It's going to make things a little bit more difficult for VonIvan. He's doing a good job, really, of keeping the Maxims off for the moment. Doesn't really want to let them set up or get into that strong position where they can keep A moving together.
Yeah,
So,
absolutely. What is it about Maxims for the newer players out there that make them so potent on such an open map like this?
well, of course, they have a very, very low setup to fire time. They can pin on the first round of fire as well, so you pretty much negate a squad's effectiveness right from the start. If you do have them on attack move, they will, of course, be moving around the map of their own accord. The second that they get into range of something, they will set up very quickly and pin that unit. There is usually no escaping that, so you either have to have some good support with your squads, or you do have to make the retreat, really.
Interesting counter. He's got the sniper on the field, but he's going to be up against 4 Maxims very shortly, and he's going to have to, get firing quick and keep firing for a long time to make any dent on those 6-man squads.
He will, but let's not forget he will get veterancy very quickly on the sniper, so it can work to his benefit if the sniper does manage to stay out of the line of fire. And if you use the grenadiers for sight, hopefully the sniper will be taking out the model that controls the machine gun, which would of course stop the machine gun from firing the suppression rounds.
This is a good one from Noganno. He's doing the old munitions for munitions trick by putting an S minefield on a heavy munitions point. Always a nice dynamic, that, and it'll help keep him stocked up for the mid game.
Looks like he's going quite heavy on double munitions as well, which I quite like. Of course, this is going to give him a lot of benefits as he gets through the game as well. Wants to get those LMGs, wants to be using the rifle nades constantly, so keeping hold of that munition is very, very important for him.
Of course, by design, Wehrmacht are a munition-starved faction, but if they manage to get 2 big munitions points like they can do, one of the reasons Crossing the Woods is actually a Wehrmacht-favoured map, some might say.
Yeah, I mean, definitely it is. One of the main reasons I would say that this is a map favoured for the austere is, of course, because it provides a great opportunity for a spearhead strategy. Taking control of the middle VP, you have access to defend both munitions points very well, as we've already spoke. That's a bit of a benefit for the austere. And also, the VP control is very easy. You can bounce left and right very often. Really, really good benefits in the center area.
Yeah, just very quickly changing the audio to make the game sound a little bit louder so people can hear it better. So yeah, Noganno's done well against Maxim Spam here. He's managed to get his sniper firing already on 4 kills. It's where he techs from here, getting his tier 2 up right now. What choices does he have available to him, Dan? Oh no, he's gone for the scout car straight away.
Yep, I imagine that he's going to want to use the scout car to get around the back of the Maxims. What is very, very typical of Maxim builds is a lack of any infantry with AT snares, and you can see VonIvan has made this mistake straight away. There are some mines planted down to VonIvan's credit, however, should the scout car find an appropriate line of attack, there will be nothing to snare it and nothing to kill it. He will have to rely entirely on Noganno tripping up, or of course working those Maxims so that there's at least a couple that are getting around the scout car right from the start. So it could be a dangerous position for him. There's a mine that's gone down next to the middle VP on the right hand side, so I would say Noganno is in a pretty strong position here.
So the 222 is rampaging around the east of the map currently. We've had a fuel cache up for VonIvan, so a tier 3 push is imminent. He's just retreated one of his combat engineers to that aim, you could imagine, sitting on a nice bank of 138.
Definitely, yeah. That's going to be helpful to him. Of course, what he really should be looking for is actually taking the generic points that are given to you, rather than putting that early fuel cache. You don't see many people building fuel caches up at this stage of the game. But however, if he can get that tier 3 up, it does give him some good options to deal with Noganno's build.
Soviets, we actually did see a little bit of tier 4 play in the last tournament we cast, so I mean, I always think you always expect to see fast T70, and it's very rare not to see it, but you do see sometimes players going for tier 4 increasingly.
Yeah, I think the thing with tier 4 though is that it doesn't really counter anything in even time at the moment. The T34, as good as it is, it probably has the same, if not less, infantry capabilities, anti-infantry capabilities than the T70. So, you know, why not get a T70 out whilst your opponent doesn't have access to Panzer IV and something like that? It's kind of a no-brainer in my opinion.
Yeah, that's very, very true. It seems like he's idling his combat engineers, so VonIvan isn't currently on the most fervent form of his micro, and that might have something to do with his warm-up match was against a beginner player in the first round of ESL. So Noganno possibly was, you know, doing a few scrims, and VonIvan had to, because Noganno of course had the bye, so VonIvan actually just had a bit of lackluster opposition to get him warmed up. No offense to the guy he played, of course.
Well, you know, how much do we know about VonIvan playing recently? I haven't seen too much of him, so I can't really monitor how he's been. He may have looked at some previous, you know, ESL tournaments and been like, hey, you know, the Maxim's very, very strong. Some people that I usually play against are playing this. But of course, he's gone very, very heavy on the Maxims here. You know, we didn't even see this from Lovenest when he played last week, because although it's a very strong build, you know, I think Lovenest knows that he needs to have some more units on the field as well. You know, there can't just be Maxims and Engineers. There's got to be a better balance than this. So,
well, here comes the T70, the shock unit. It's 8 minutes 55 seconds now that it's hitting the battlefield. So it's got a lot of work to do. Are there any telemines on the field, or?
I haven't seen telemines go up yet at all, actually. I think that Noganno is going to be comfortable to deal with those. There's an AT gun that's setting up right now to deal with the T70.
First shot hits. 222 is probably going to try and get around the side. We've had an instant usage of crew repair. T70 could survive this yet. Yeah, T70 was arguably lucky there, Dan.
Yeah, I think actually using the crew repair like that was a really, really good idea. It definitely saved it to get out of the line of sight of the AT gun, and you know, Noganno did really well to block the T70 in to try and get that second shot, but of course was unlucky. But crew repair actually probably saved that T70 there from...
Oh, there was a Teller, by the way. Do you see where the scout car is right now?
Oh, okay, yep, I see that.
That's a very defensive Teller, that is. That'll be useful if
it is. But I think you probably have to play them defensively, don't you think? I mean, for 50 munitions for a mine, you're unlikely to get it on the front lines.
But in my opinion, that's a very low-trafficked area, unless you're getting base rushed, you know?
It suggests to me that the scout car is going to be dominant in the middle of the map, and should anything give chase, he will bait it over that telemine just there. But, I mean, putting it there, I think that clearly shows where his focus is going to be on the map right now. And I will expect to see him play very, very strong through the centre.
Oh, that mine near the scout car, if he goes around the eastern tip of the bridgehead there.
Needs to be very, very careful, yeah.
Looks like he's coming back the way he came, that's probably wise. We just saw a big rifle nade go off on the Maxim, pushing that away. He'll be able to cap the western victory point, and he's had both of them, well, most of them in his possession for quite a while now, Dan. Already pushing his opponent below 300.
That is a very, very quick countdown to 300 VPs. It's going to be very difficult for VonIvan to get back into. A sniper's being built now, just that you know, so there will be some counter play for the sniper, but it's still not quite the build I would expect to see to deal with infantry in the scout car.
Ooh. T70 doing quite a bit of damage there against multiple units, pushing quite a lot away. The pack's trying to get a shot in, does indeed get a rear armor penetration. Sniper all the while now climbing to 15 kills and counting.
15 kills right now is pretty good. It's doing its job, really, of weakening the Maxims and keeping those retreating. So, obviously, the benefit of the Maxims usually is that they're such good territory control, so that the sniper keeping them off is really stopping VonIvan from getting any of that, you know, map control and VP control that he wanted to use to take off of Noganno.
Surprised we've had no indirect fire yet. We were talking about that at the start of the game.
Yeah, I think we probably would have seen one, but you know, in the early game we hadn't seen any conscripts ever, so you know, I guess there's really no need for it.
Nice use of allied supply drops, showing us that we do have Soviet industry tactics, which is actually been buffed quite a bit as of October.
Very risky commander pick, I think.
It depends. He's already shown that he's had it though, so that means KV8 and KV2 in the late game. Not bad units for this map, but yeah. It depends if he gets the amount of fuel he needs for it. It's a lot of fuel.
Well, the fuel is going to come in for him. This is the good thing about this commander. You can be a bit void of fuel on the map, and you can still be able to bring those tanks out. The problem is, you know, tellers are down, AT gun is out. VonIvan has quite a large manpower. You know, he has a sizable amount of manpower on the field already, and he's now getting severely capped in his manpower rate. You know, coming in. So it's.
The snipers
Is that actually still in effect? I'm just having a look. I don't think that's correct, actually. I think that's. It looks like it's changed.
What has? Sorry.
Soviet industry.
Yeah, it's not a part of it. Sorry, I was looking around the map whilst you were talking. Were you telling them that Soviet industry caps your manpower?
Oh, I've not.
Naughty Stormless.
When did this come? When did this happen?
Late October, early November.
Oh my god! Well, this is the reason I never use this commander, is because the manpower drain. So
yeah, it's very good now. As you say, it's been given the allied supply drop instead. We've got the snipers getting quite close to each other, both on hold fire still, but it'll only be a matter of time before one gets revealed. I'll actually go over to an eastern engagement, see what's happening over there. It's an MG standoff, very boring indeed. T-70 is going to make work of the Wehrmacht MG though in no time. Look how close the snipers are getting right now. If they only knew. One hiding in the thickets, one behind a tree.
Be really careful of that. I wonder if we're going to see a bait from Noganno coming in soon as well. Looks like he's going to be focused on the right-hand side for a little bit. Really going to be difficult. I wonder if we'll see anything like we saw from Love Nest. I mean, that sniper is damn close to getting Veterancy 1, so it would be able to perform the same execution that Love Nest gave when we saw him play Price.
Yeah, that was really neat. That was with the fire and incendiary explosive round, and of course not. And then taking advantage of the usual caliber round. Basically increases your rate of fire, doesn't it?
Well, plenty of vehicles coming on the field now. 2 T-70s and an Su-76. Su-76 just been built, going to cause a few problems for the scout car, I think. Reduce its ability to actually bounce around the way that it has been.
Yeah, I would have thought the 2 T-70s would have done that, but Noganno's micro has been really good. But here comes the Su-76. One big shot necessary. Does manage to get it in. If the Maxim can open up onto it, probably kill the 222. No, the Su-76 does in fact get the killing blow. Noganno's
VonIvan maybe turning it around, to be honest. A little bit.
Yeah, he's definitely made a good win for himself there. Noganno just found the fuel cache. There's nothing he can do with the LNG. It would take a while.
I think the important thing here is going to be build right now, because VonIvan is still going pretty heavily into the Maxim build. This is the 5th one coming up now. He has got light vehicles, but it's pretty covered by Noganno. I don't think Noganno is going to be too stressed, to be honest. As long as he's careful of mines, Panzer IV is going to dominate a lot of these, you know, areas. If the Su-76 comes in, the pack guns can support that quite easily. So I still wouldn't say that this build from VonIvan is doing wonders, but it's definitely brought him back in line to the game a bit.
Keeps bringing on the allied supply drops. That's going to keep increasing his fuel. He's still got the cash available to him, so he's concentrated in tier 3 right now. He hasn't yet teched up to tier 4, and he probably won't have to if he's going to rely on the KV2 as his major anti-tank, but I'm not so sure that Su-76 and KV2 alone would be enough for the majority of the game. He might need some other AT as well.
Yeah, I actually like to see a Katusha here, to be honest. Just so that you know, by the way, Mortar's taking shots on the sniper there. I imagine they're just going to try and force it out of cover, and then try and get the shot when they reveal themselves. So really, really nice movement and unit play there.
Ooh, big shot on the mortar, nearly getting rid of that Maxim. The other Maxim's also retreating, so the sniper's going to be left on his own a little bit. Here comes the SU-76, could barrage the sniper into safety. Oh, the counter snipe just went in. All it took was a moment of out of cover. Big win for VonIvan. And the Panzer IV reacts by reversing hastily into the situation. And that is marked a big flurry of activity from VonIvan. He's now pushing in the middle. He's now pushing in the east. He's sensed that he's in the ascendancy. Noganno's got to react.
Yeah, I'd be really surprised if he doesn't take this opportunity to actually go right round the back of Noganno. And Noganno is quite clearly thrown by this as well. So as you say, plenty of movement. Noganno's looking to try and center himself, you know, on the middle and left now, where he did have a pretty good dominance on the right previously. Don't think he lost any units other than the sniper then, however, so still in a pretty good spot right now.
Another allied supply drop coming in, and when VonIvan hits that 9 command points, he's going to have more than enough for the KV-8 flamethrower tank. Elsewhere, you've got LMG Grenadiers flanking. Not that there's much to flank, because the force is just coming onto the field now. The sniper will go prostrate and fire.
So the sniper needs to be careful on that left-hand side. Noganno got a good break on him there.
I can't believe that VonIvan's built another Maxim. Now, I can believe it because that's his strategy, but you know, it's a bit late in the game to build your now 5th Maxim. Unless he recrewed one, I guess.
Well, it's really working for him at the moment. We don't see any direct counters out, aside from, well, the 2 mortars have been built now. The sniper's gone, of course, but I mean, 5 Maxims is a lot. Even with the 2 mortars, it's going to be difficult for him to get past straight away. You know, this was obviously quite late to see that many of them, but you know, actually coupled with Soviet industry, the Maxim build is really, really nice. You know, look at all the stuff he's got in the field right now. He really does counter a lot of the armor threats and a lot of the free movement threats.
There we go. The Su-76 is penetrating the Panzer IV, pushing it away. It did just decrew a Maxim, but can't take advantage of that. So, ooh, big shots in with the light artillery barrage from the Su-76. It's nice free ability utilised. So
Nearly got the sniper there with a mortar, by the way.
Oh, nice.
Very, very close to get down on the second shot as well.
Oh, I can see the dead sniper, yeah. So my opinion, it all comes down to Noganno's command choices. He's got, obviously, mobile defense, which is a little bit late for now, and 2 Tiger doctrines. So bringing a Tiger on the field when there's going to be 2 Su-76s and possibly a KV-2 at that point, it's going to have quite a nice time of it, I guess.
I would expect to see Lightning War here, to be honest, just purely for the anti-tank strafing. Will be very, very good, especially with the KV-2 goes down as well. You know, should that come out onto the field, it's not really going to be able to get away so quickly if it's in a set-up position. So, I mean, that's going to be very good for the Su-76 as well. It will complement any pushes from Noganno, quite good. Now, he has still got pretty decent munitions, you know, still coming in. We should see that, I think.
Panzer IV getting into position. It has got pack support, but the sniper's opening up against it. Oh, 2 big shots in front of the Su-76s. And another. Panzer IV will retreat to safety. There are no conscripts to snare it, to keep it in position. There is a 3rd Su-76 built, so that situation would have gone differently had it been in position. Now artillery barraging the mortar. Bit of its own medicine.
Yeah, really good use there. And by the way, you know, you can see, by the way, this spearhead strategy is starting to come in now from Noganno. This is the obviously popular thing to do on this map. Possible Faust on those Su-76s, doesn't get one off though. Again, I think you're right, by the way. We're saying it's kind of a crucial moment as to what Noganno does here in terms of his teching. I think that, you know, we have to think probably going to be a Tiger doctrine. with the amount of fuel he's got at the moment, he can still keep hold of his income if he recaps either the left or the right hand side. But coupled with an anti-vehicle airstrike, I think it would do him really well.
It's going to be interesting in the late game for sure. I'm very intrigued by this match. It seems that both players are playing tentatively, because obviously it is single elimination best of one. So you've seen a little bit of cagey action, and they're making sure they've got their resources in position before they push, and they're not, they're not going for any all-in hyper-aggressive activity at the moment. Also,
it's not been too aggressive. It has been quite cautious in a respect. I think Noganno may have been lulled into a bit of a false sense of security as well by how potent his early game was. But the counter build from VonIvan has been very, very good so far. I'll let you pass this Panther 4 on the left.
Speak of the devil, talking about aggression, here we go. Noganno's word into action, gets a few nice shots off on the SU-76, but then again does retreat to safety, does not go all in, and he's probably wise to. However, I don't think the SU-76s would have made it to the situation in time, but he wasn't to know that, and that shows you his cautious play in action. But the pack gets the kill regardless. SU-76 got too aggressive there, or maligned itself into position, possibly trying to bait the Panzer IV, and the pack answered its call, and it's now no longer a fixture of this game.
Definitely, that was a really good play from Noganno there. Panzer IV went in, obviously retreated to the left-hand side to force one of the Maxims away. 2 AT guns rolling up behind. Great plays by Noganno there, to be honest. Still no commander pick though. I mean, he must know that Industry's come out by now, surely.
Yeah, I guess that he hasn't chosen for G43s that either. Certainly Lightning Wall would give him. He doesn't need a Stug E seemingly, so he doesn't want mobile. Sorry, though he's just gone Lightning, there we go. So as you say, that will all be about the Stukas and of course the Tiger.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense, to be honest. Late game in this commander is probably the most effective thing that we could have seen from him right now. There is no anti-air on the field for VonIvan. KV-8 has been brought out as well, I assume to try and burn through the middle a little bit, but when this Stuka comes in, it will force a large retreat of the vehicles there. It should allow Noganno to get some kind of
Telemine. KV-8 gets engine damage only from that Tala, but the pack's going to finish it regardless, as is the second pack. KV-8 was just wasted. He already has the fuel for another though, but there's 145 of it down the drain.
Great barrage from SU-76 there as well on those AT guns. It was a bit unlucky. This push from VonIvan is really, really good though. He really picked a moment there. The Stukas have just been unlocked on this commander, so I'll be interested to see if Noganno uses them now, or whether he fights out from here and uses them a bit later on with a push.
VonIvan's getting aggressive. He's bringing all of his forces to bear on the cut-off point, and he really doesn't like the fact that his KV-8 went down seemingly, because he seems to have been pushed into a massive flurry of activity. Here comes the Stukas though, concentrating their fire immediately on the T-70, pushing it away. The second strafe also hits it. Snipe has been pushed away by the LMG fire. It does drop a model on retreat. That's expensive.
Nice so far. VonIvan still hasn't retreated these Maxims on the left-hand side. I'm not sure what he's trying to cling on to there. I'm not actually a fan of where that Stuka was called in, because it doesn't really cover that much of the map now. It could have maybe fought for a little bit more sight and put it a little bit further back, but at the moment these planes are not really doing anything for him. Yeah. Which is a shame, really.
I see what you mean, being a little bit more aggressive, so he would have pushed the tanks away and then they would have concentrated their fire on them as they retreated.
Yeah, I mean, I think we know he needed to do that. The good thing is, he's got a couple of wipes. Both engineers are down from VonIvan. In fact, he's rebuilding one now. So, a lot of damage was done, but at the moment, we've got a good amount of time that these planes have been really ineffective based on where they were used on the map. And we were talking earlier about the central position with Austere, how dominating the center of the map would allow him to use this ability very, very efficiently. Left, right, center, they're going to be doing work. Whereas at the moment, just outside of his base, very, very.
There is a point to bring to bear here. Obviously, you need line of sight for the Stukas to target as of the December patch. So if he wasn't going to have... I know he's wasted the ability anyway. Well, he managed to push a T70 away, so it wasn't completely wasted. But it's best now used in an aggressive push with your infantry on the ground. So he's going to have to wait 150 munitions now to have the ability to use it again.
Tigers hit the field, by the way, as part of Noganno's loadout, so that's going to be a bit of a contender now. Of course, Panzer IV is still on the field too, so Su-76s do have a lot to worry about now.
Yeah, and there's only 2 of them thanks to that pack volley. Obviously the KV-8 was wasted, but it seems clear he's waiting for the KV-2 now. 230 fuel, but most importantly 630 manpower. Panzer IV rushes in. It does become uncovered by the Su-76 to get 2 big shots in. Panzer IV's trying to bait them into the pack fire, but will VonIvan fall for it?
That last shot nearly hit the Panzer IV though. Got quite lucky, I think.
That's the good thing about Su-76 is if you come on a cropper through packs, you can light artillery barrage them. Here comes the Tiger.
Yeah, one thing about Noganno, you could watch him in that engagement. He had minesweepers going for the VP. He then took the route with the Panzer IV where the minesweepers were, because obviously the minesweepers did have to retreat. But he's very, very careful with the Tiger. I think he's waiting to get more minesweepers on the field. Here they come right now, back from the base. With these minesweepers near the Tiger, he's going to quite easily get past everything VonIvan has on the field right now. I mean, the mines are really the only issue, because if he does hit a mine, Su-76s are going to dominate any engagements like that where the tanks are engine damaged. So
a good point for Noganno is he has been playing Common Heroes 1 at a competitive level for a very long time. So I'm not saying that mines aren't prevalent in Code 2, but they were arguably more prevalent in Common Heroes 1, in 1v1 at least. So he's definitely got that meta game nailed down to a T with regards to using minesweepers in symbiosis with your units, etc. Tiger doing work in the centre, has upgraded its pintle mount, 5 kills already. And VonIvan's in a tricky situation, and I'm not sure. He is building a Zis gun, by the way, now, so he has back-teched. The Su-76 build for him is arguably a failure right now, so he's back-teched to get the anti-tank guns out.
interesting choice really with 2 Su-76s.
Ooh, Dan, he just got heavy engine damage from the Tiger.
I am watching it at the moment, but will the Su-76s be able to get over there? I don't think they really can. 80 gun and the minesweepers are going, so it is going to be well protected. Obviously there's no kind of off-map as well for VonIvan with this commander, so whilst it's presented him a really good way to recover from the early game that he had, I think he's still, not quite managed to utilize it yet.
Yeah, I will have that big KV2 coming out, which did receive a significant health buff in December. So it is actually quite good now, but it is highly flankable of stuff, and you have pointed out, of course, that the Stukas do work on a KV2.
Yes, they certainly do. It's not just the KV2 though, it really is everything. As long as they're allowed to hang around, it's going to do a lot of work for sure. KV2 is going to be interesting though. I mean, we must be coming up to that now. That's got to be something that VonIvan's going for. He still does have the pop cap for it, whereas Noganno's obviously got a bigger army on the field right now. He's probably a bit pushed for units, but of course this is the time when Noganno can really start to make some plays and not worry about the consequences, as much as he was previously, because he is going to be able to replace things right now. He's going to be on top of his reinforcements. VonIvan's going to be saving up for some things, and probably not wanting to spend all of his manpower on the reinforcing of new units whilst he waits for this. So it's a good time right now for Noganno to start getting stuck into those back lines.
And we can see that right now. We've got Maxims in base, not being reinforced. He is pooling manpower to get his big 630 manpower costing KV2 on the field. And all the while, you'll now see that Noganno will push and expand and cap more of the map.
I honestly think that the quad cal being an option here would be really beneficial. VonIvan's a little bit pushed for time right now, but he does still have enough time with that 1VP to actually get both out on the field. And of course, if Noganno can save up munitions for this ability, it's going to be trouble for the KV2 and reduce its effectiveness. But with the quad cal, there's a big chance that air support isn't going to stay around for too long. and he'd be in a very strong position at that point.
Panzerval getting repairs. He will have a sizable army ready to push with a big all-in assault Noganno will soon. And to be honest, I think it's overdue. I think he could wait out the victory points if he wanted to, but more importantly, once everything's repaired and set and ready, he could actually push and try and push VonIvan off the map.
I'll be interested to see where this KV2 is going to go. Obviously, there is a lot of open ground on the left, which possibly favours the Axis. Really, is to get anywhere near these things like the AT guns, they need to rely on the indirect fire. Crossing the terrain there with the Maxims probably not a good idea with all that red cover there. So I would argue it might be very difficult for VonIvan to press on that side. Could be good in the middle, however. Where he can keep bombarding the center and take the outsides with the good amount of anti-infantry, anti-tank combination he's got on the west side.
I think importantly he has to keep the KV2 guarded by the Zis guns. He can't let it be flanked. So he will be using it in symbiosis with that, in my opinion, wherever he can.
Flanking, I think, when this airstrike comes back down again, is probably going to be the least of his worries. He's pop cap now as well. I don't know if he's maybe even considered getting any kind of munitions out.
Sniper just went down.
Yeah, very nice.
From the
well
LMG.
Calculated as well. It was a risky one to calculate, but he did get the payoff for that.
Here coming, the Tiger's getting bold. Tiger's going into the center. Probably just going to scout for now. And it's all about VonIvan. When he kicks into action, when he's got everything ready, he will make a big all-in assault himself, you can feel. He's had the two Su-76s on that western pocket just waiting. And this is the calm before the storm. I feel as soon as one of these players senses blood or senses weakness, they will be pushed into action. And it's going to be very interesting to see when that happens.
Well, I did open up a poll earlier for who we thought would win this game at the moment. No results actually. No one voted for it though. So.
Did you put it in the chat?
I did, yes.
How very rude of them.
Well, it's still open. If anybody has any bets at the moment.
I think that's the mark of a round 2 game when we've got 200 viewers, not 1,000 in the final.
Yeah, I agree. Well, you really need to announce it via voice for people to notice. Interesting, by the way, KV2 does cover the central VP at the moment, so it's really, can VonIvan get anything in there? We know that his capping squads are low at the moment. There's 2 mortars defending the VP in the center, whereas it's just the slow loading KV1 that is covering 2 VPs min left. Really, he's got himself set up quite nicely for this kind of take and hold defensive position, but of course he doesn't actually have the VP, so he still is ticking down quite slowly right now. Any kind of push through the center is going to be met with the Stuka close air support. So I'm going to argue right now Noganno is in a very, very strong position here. Of course, the downside is that any weaknesses that VonIvan spots and takes advantage of, Noganno doesn't have the manpower or the pop cap, sorry. He doesn't have the pop cap to actually react to it. So he's stuck with what he's got right now, which is a heavy core infantry army, 2 fairly, slow vehicles. Obviously the Panzer IV is Blitzkrieg, but it can be countered by the Su-76 quite easily. And some light indirect fire options.
Very decent army. Talamine was cancelled on the eastern victory point because he can see that VonIvan is now amassing his medium armor based army. Big shots in on the Tiger. The Su-76s have found it out in the open. All 3 of them fire and they sense blood. The Tiger's going to go down here, Dan. That was a big find. A big find for VonIvan.
Really good. He didn't manage to get the Talamines off as well. He may consider running the engineers in to give the impression they were there. But
didn't even have time to wheel out of control there. He got detonated from within as the ammunition clip went off.
Well, unfortunately, it doesn't really mean anything to Noganno. He's just hit the exact, exact resources he needs to bring another one out on the field. He's probably going to be a little bit more careful this time with it, but it wasn't a vetted unit. So really, it doesn't matter to him right now.
Yeah, he's in a rare position where a Tiger is an indispensable facet, but at least his reserves are down now for VonIvan, so whatever VonIvan does now will matter, but what matters most of all is the victory points for VonIvan. He's currently on 61 and dropping. Triple cap, just been nullified in the East at least.
Dangerous position, but I'm not sure what happened to the resources then. Noganno had 200 munitions ready to use that ability, and in fact the KB2 just set up on the center and there is nothing to meet it at the moment.
KV2 yet to get a kill. It's more of been an imposing psychological feature of the map, almost.
I mean, it's in an awkward position. But yeah, I mean, I just don't know where the munitions actually went there. They must have gone on telemines, perhaps.
Yes, you bang on in saying that the Stukas could have actually saved the Tiger's life there. If that smoke had come down and the planes had struck at that exact moment in time, the Tiger may have escaped with a slither of health. Not that it matters now, there's a second one, of course.
I'm actually thinking after that, sorry, no, not to save the Tiger. Basically, after the Tiger went down is when he roughly started to hit 200 munitions, and the KB2 very, very openly set up in the middle, and there was just nothing to counter it.
Oh, right, sorry. Here comes the KV8 flamethrower tank. It has been just gone over a mine. There was the tower down. It was in the water on the river. The Tiger's in good position. Does not matter. The pack gets the kill, and there's another KV8 down, and 22 points remaining.
20 seconds left of gameplay. There's no capping infantry really from VonIvan that's able to deal with this, not without getting wiped instantly. It's going to be, I would say, a fairly easy game for Noganno. You know, the mid was quite tough. VonIvan put up a pretty decent fight, and respect to him for showing what is a really, really nice Soviet industry build. But of course, it didn't quite pan out for him here.
No, it didn't allow him to be quite as aggressive as he might want to have been, spending a lot, of course, manpower on allied supply drops. I think you would have spent about 500, 600, and in my opinion, he just didn't play this tournament game as maybe he would have liked in hindsight. But it's not a bad game in total.
No, not a bad game at all, and lovely to see industry. But I don't know, I get the impression with industry, it's not a strong 1v1 commander in the sense that, you know, you're probably taking risks with the amount of vehicles that you are going to bring out. You know, and again, if you are going to bring out a heavy tier 3 build, you do leave yourself open to some counters in that time before the KV2 comes out. So, you know, whilst he played it very, very well, you know, I think really he left the commander choice to counter and stuff to Noganno, and that's exactly what he did.
It's just spending all that manpower on bringing down fuel from the sky. I mean, he didn't actually make the fuel he exchanged manpower for work for him. Really, he lost most of what he built. He lost all of his T-70s, both KV-8s. His KV-2 ended the game. Let's say many kills. 1 kill, Dan.
Yeah, especially with the KV2 though. Like, I think that's a really good idea. When he had it on that left side, it was covering 2 VPs really well. The only problem really was that there was nothing to take the mid. You know, and when he did eventually move the Su-76s over from the left-hand side, Noganno was straight there and retook the left, and that actually was what left VonIvan with no territory at all when he was fighting back from that. So I would probably say that's the point when VonIvan had everything he needed to actually start, you know, dominating. And actually, just that little bit of movement, Noganno got behind, and even with the pickup of the Tiger, it didn't help him, unfortunately. You know, any change of resources, if there wasn't the resources that Noganno had, you know, or maybe even just a couple of units different in Noganno's build, that strategy from VonIvan would have, you know, really dominated that game. So, just goes to show how well Noganno plays his army for all possibilities.
Just looking through the brackets now for our next target. We've got a few things coming up. I'm not sure where we should go with this. I'm going to ask chat actually. Are there any matches in chat that you'd like to see? Of the round 3s, we've got Loveness versus Philip Marcherdon. Not a renowned player.
Let's put a vote up for who we've got at the moment. I'm just going to check some of the brackets quickly. As well, and we'll see what we've got. Oh, where's that gone?
wonder who this guy is. This Italian dude. Let's have a look.
Stream Barton, they're saying. Well, Barton's playing Tenchi, so I think. Oh, is it Tenchi? Wait, I need to have a look at that.
Yeah, how did your friend do? Did he get through to the second round?
I don't know, but if he did, he is playing Barton. So
No, Zen beat him, mate. Zen beat him.
Zen beat him. Okay, right. So it'll be Zen against Barton. I'm not sure if it's Zen. I played someone called Zen earlier who played quite a strong austere.
Did he beat you?
He did actually. It wasn't. It was my mistakes, to be honest.
What did you do wrong?
2 squads of shocks through an S minefield.
Oh god, that would have been horrific.
Yeah, I highlighted that just to
You did.
It was one of, yeah,
you
it
did
was
on
one of-
stream.
It was one of these. No, I wasn't shooting. Basically, I played some 1v1s earlier. I won 3 of them and I lost 1 of them. And the one that I lost, because I was just experimenting with different builds. I tried one with Maxims, and Shock Rifle. That was the one I lost. And as I say, I was too busy A-moved, and trying to like do these things with the Maxims that my flank with the Shocks had actually been predicted and countered. So
Oh god.
he did really good actually. I was quite impressed with him. So yeah, let's have a look. Some other ones. Royal Hants. I would love to cast a game with Royal Hants, by the way. So I'm definitely going to
Yeah, me
that.
too. I was looking at his opponent. He isn't very good though, by the looks of his stats at least.
I don't know if you see what team he's playing, but I mean, Royal Hants is a very good Brit player, and
That's a very good point. I think he was high up on the leaderboard at one point, wasn't he? He might still be actually.
He is, and I've actually jumped into some games where I've seen him beat some really good players recently. So if I just put in, we've got Royal Hants.
Yeah, he's ranked 7 at the moment in Brits, so that's pretty good.
He's just worth watching, to be honest. He's a new player. He's new to the kind of scene where we're casting him. If you know what I mean. We've cast everyone else. We know what they're capable of.
Yeah, very good. We haven't cast him yet, have we? Basically.
Yeah. So do you want me to do the vote, or do you just want to go for him?
Ooh, can I just look at Blackace, please? I think Blackace might be a pretty good player.
Was it Blackace that beat Zarok last week?
Yes, he was in a really long game with Zarok. Unfortunately, though, he has a really screwy player card name, and it does not come up properly. But I'm pretty sure he's good, and he might be up against easy. So I'm up for waiting just a little tiny bit, choosing the games right, making sure we get the right games.
Yeah, no problem. Well, I'm just gonna go. Have a quick toilet break.
Oh, he beat VonIvan. He lost against Talisman. Interesting. Look, I've got a solo screen just for my face because I thought Dan was actually thinking about playing in the tournament itself, which would have been interesting. So he has been trying to practice 1 versus 1, although he didn't know that Soviet industry had been changed. So I think he spends too much time streaming and not enough time reading the patch notes. You gotta read your patch notes to stay on the cusp of things. It doesn't matter how many hours you play. If you don't go on Reddit and read patch notes and go on forums, you'll never be a pro player like me. That's all I'm gonna say. Alright then. So I need to work out Blackace's player card. I like my games that I cast to be a little bit evenly matched. I cannot be sitting through a stomp. There's just no point in sitting through a stomp. You might as well not be there, to be honest. When I do that, by the way, I'm coughing. I've had a horrendous cough for a long time. Zarok says both players are very good in that one I was on about.
Yep.
So I think that's a good one to be honest. We'll have a wait for that.
Which one is it? Which one are we about
It's
to
a
jump in?
Blackace against his good buddy Easy. I have Easy in Steam. You'll be pleased to know. Oh, I don't actually. I'm showing them off my solo screen. There you go. There's Dan.
Who was it that won the game? It was Easy against I can't remember. It might have been week 1 where we had that bracket where the two of the big players were in the same brackets. I'll just look at this right now.
By the way, who's Sharky? Is Sharky a known player? Sharky. Because we could watch him versus Farhu.
That'd be a nice game, to be honest. I've just seen as well Shadow Order is in this tournament, so
yeah,
hopefully we'll see him. He looks like he's going to get straight into the quarters, perhaps in his bracket. He's a good player. So look who he's got. Talisman, maybe the game that he comes up against if he beats Von Manteuffel.
What a name! I like that. I like the way you said it as well. That is funny.
Uh, yeah, so I mean, Captain Frog's playing Talisman at the moment. Considering how Talisman played last week when he did actually steal a win from Hans, so yeah, he's probably going to go through into this the 32s. I think it is actually in this bracket. Yeah, it is.
Ooh. I've just seen something, dude. I've actually got Blackace's Earth's game up on stream. I won't say where they're streaming, but yeah, that could be a good game. Earth beat me in 1v1 recently, and he had a good player card, I remember, because I GG'd within the first 10 minutes, I think. Is that guy? No, he's pretty good. He's 146 OKW in the world, and he's up against Blackace, who's got this Oh no, he uses play card. He links it in Twitch. Brilliant. I'll bring this up for everybody so they can see. So these are our choices. We could currently watch what's going to be a Wehrmacht versus USF on Longroskaya. Earth, who is ranked 254, versus Blackace, who is Blackace is the Wehrmacht, and he is 70 in the world. So that could be a good one, Dan.
There's a lot of good games going on at the moment. I think just pick one that you'd like, and we'll roll with that. As I say,
That's you getting impatient.
No. There's at least 2 or 3 like good, even games at the moment, and interesting ones. So I think we just make a choice between us which one we'd like to do.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Chesulin versus Drink Sabulabusabuf with 4 games on his account. That'll be a good one. We should watch that.
4 games on his account?
Something like that. I'm exaggerating for comic effect, but have you listened, by the way, to the like the audio levels? Are we all right? Seems I've heard that we're okay.
I haven't. No. I think everything's okay. I've seen a couple of times that I might be a little quiet. That's
put
fine,
me up, down after that. It should be fine now.
Okay, no worries then. I just want to say to everybody, by the way, in the chat, so I have done some Moobot setup on A's channel. So at any point, if you want to know, if you want a link to the brackets, it's !brackets. Moobot will give that to you. You've got !rules if you want to check out why you've got banned, or what not to do at the moment. Later on, when we get to the quarterfinals, I'll be unleashing the !score command, so you guys will be able to keep up with what is going on score-wise and what game we're in. There's !stage as well, so you can tell what stage of the tournament we're currently at and casting. So make sure you use those. If you see anybody else who wants to find this information out, then then yes, use those instead of letting these people flail around chat asking questions.
Flail around, that's so nice. I have put the Imperial Dane song up, by the way, for some person that asked it. It is playing quietly over us. It's really annoying though. I think I'll just link it in chat rather than listen to it. Not saying.
Stormless, did you move your PC or mirror? No. A is using an inferior broadcasting program which doesn't allow you to mirror webcams, so it's not a possibility today.
How bitter does this guy sound? It does everything else. It just doesn't have the ability to flip your co-caster's Skype image. I'm so sorry.
That to me is quite an easy piece of coding that they've missed out on.
It's unnecessary. OBS is like the Soviet broadcasting service. It does what it needs to do, kind of thing. It's like the AK-47 of broadcasters. You don't have to pay for it, and it's free, and it doesn't cost any money. There, it's 3 main tenants.
That's the 3 things it's got going for it.
Yes. What's wrong with that?
No, nothing's wrong with that. In fact, as open software, I think it has the potential to be incredibly powerful.
Oh god, that sounded like a media piece. Oh dear.
I've just been told that my room looks like some hostage room. It's like, no, in fact, I am actually coming to you live today from my prison cell in.
No, your room
London.
looks like somewhere they shoot pornos. It's got all that white lighting and stuff. It's very barren, and you look like you're ready for your casting, and you've got a great modelling opportunity you read about in the paper, and it's not going to go too well.
I'm a man of simple tastes, Matt.
Sorry,
I sit,
we're
I
going
sit
for the.
here. All I need in my life is Company of Heroes 2, the occasional Stella Artois, and this single bed that I've had since I was aged 8.
You really like 5'1" or something, and that's like your child's bed.
I think the warp on the camera makes it look small.
Oh,
But
where
yeah.
is this game? They haven't started it yet. Get a move on. I'm going to tell them in their chat. Get
Are
out.
you guys the Morecambe and Wise of ESL broadcasters? Yes, yes, I would say that we definitely are that.
It definitely is more common wise, isn't it? Not more came.
I don't know.
You don't
we,
know.
we are myself, Matt, and the team of General's Gentlemen, Callum and Blake. We were listed as the lead casters for this. So there are casters where we've got co-casters. We've got Magpie, Ciez, Momo for show. Majority of those are helping Callum to cover the NA. There will be more casters getting involved in this, which I'm excited for because
We're
wears
sick
us
of each
down.
other, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
tried to see if Momo and Ciaz were available if you were going to play in the tournament, but apparently, 12 hours of casting would be too much for somebody. What pussies?
Which of us is Eric? I don't understand that comment, Leon. Neither of us is Eric, sorry.
Eric, Morecambe and Wise, the famous comedy duo of the 80s
Ah.
before you were born.
I would be closer, maybe, because my middle name is, in fact, Eric.
There you go. Then you thought he was like doxing you, didn't you, at first?
I thought he was stalking me, and I was like, how does he know? It's not listed anywhere. There we go. I think we get it now.
There's 4. Quinn Carers, you should have checked cast my games. My name is Ruzen. Let me have a look, Ruzen. Can this guy start his game yet? What are they waiting for? There are no, by the way, I'm definitely sure there are no good games happening right now to jump into. Like, there's a few.
Thanks for watching ESL. I can confirm this currently.
But there is one that's about to start. That's good. It's early days. The tournaments are always slow at the start, and it's
What
always
what we meant to say was that there are some good games happening. We're waiting for an extremely epic game that surpasses all of the current amazing games.
Is that what you were trying to say earlier when you? And I was like, what? What great games? What do you want about? I thought you were being passive aggressive to me. I thought you were like, come on, Matt, get a move on. There's so many great games to cast. Perhaps not. Yeah. I will wait. I mean, I like the fact that we're engaging the viewers instead of just going to the slideshow. Although, arguably, for some people, maybe the slideshow would be more exciting.
That really depends on people's preferences. I mean, don't forget, by the way, a lot of people that are playing ESL, although I won't draw anybody away from this stream, but if anyone, there are some streamers who are streaming some of the games, so I'm keeping everyone updated on social media as much as possible, so you guys can keep Twitter open, you can keep co2.org open. I am telling everyone when we jump into games, just general updates across the day, so also just keep this channel open as well, so that you know exactly what's going on at any time.
Yes, we are the hub of the ESL, and eventually, after a few more weeks, we plan to have a few other casters going on, and we can link to them and such, and keep it all together, and then jump in and take all the credit for the semi-finals onwards. It's a really good idea we've had there. Right, if you must know, Jesulin is currently beating Drinkabuzzabuzzworth. We've got Love Nest versus Philip Gets You Wrecked, which is sounds like a great player. And we can have a quick look at him, I guess. Let's have a look. So how's your 1v1 foray been going recently, Dan? You've been playing a lot of 1v1s.
Well, I've committed myself to playing more 1v1s, because now that we're casting 1v1s, I mean, a lot of the casting that I'd done before was 2v2 based, so it's a little more appropriate for me. However, we're 1v1 casting now. 1v1 is in a really good state at the moment for the most part, so I'm actually enjoying playing it again. And yeah, I'm committing to playing 1v1 a lot more often now. So the start of whenever I play 1v1, the first couple of days is horrendous. I'm not into the psychology, that goes on with it from a fog of war point of view. As you say, what normally works for me in 2v2, some epic flanks, just don't pay off in the 1v1. So it is an adjustment, but I'd actually say it's going quite well. Actually, I'm still hanging around, the 200 region. And give it a week. We'll recap next week, and I'll tell you that all my factions are on the top 100, and we'll be like, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he said he's hanging around the 200 reasons, so let's bring up his player card.
What a dude.
Yeah, you
Um,
really are. Your
I am.
USF rank's okay. 201. Who did you beat to get there?
Brits is my highest ranking faction.
Yeah, everybody's got a high Brits rank, seemingly, except me.
Really? Yeah,
I just haven't.
Brits USF I haven't played for a while actually because I want to play my basically I just avoid playing Axis in 1v1 even when Axis were kind of like OP and because it just bores me. But now I'm playing the Axis more than anything else, so those ranks have just been fluctuating up and down over the last couple of days. I haven't really played in the Allies for a while.
You went on stream with your first foray, and it was quite funny to watch you actually. Well,
Yeah, I don't mind losing in front of everyone when it comes to practice because I will get better, you know. And when I used to play 1v1 a lot, I used to kick ass with OKW when they came out as
I
well.
mean, I don't know what I'm talking about.
But
My ranks suck. I brought up my player card on the stream now, and they do suck. I've worked so many long hours. That's my excuse. The highest rank I ever had was 140 as Soviet, and that was when Soviet Industry came out in late 2013, and I just used it to win, and I paid for it. So I paid to win basically. I went from rank like 1,600 to 100 and whatever I just said, and it was very good for me. I enjoyed that immensely. Right.
still no sign of the game.
No, mate, I will jump into the game when the game is available. I'm going to get you in an observer party in the meantime.
Yes, send me that invite just so that we are prepared for it. I think that's a good idea. First one obviously has failed. Invite again.
This is such a great system. Do you know what I like about Love Nest? He's not streaming any of his ESL games. He's prioritising on winning. So like the latency and the lag and the attacks on his processor. What the fuck? Blackace is currently making sure his bulletins are perfect for his game. Please just
Yeah,
play.
I'm half and half about streamers streaming the games. It's nice exposure to be honest, and you know later on if the streamers are knocked out or whatever, then they obviously all join together and we get a nice little community together for the finals and so on. I'm not 100% against it, but obviously I am hesitant to cast any games that people are streaming because it does just beg for people to come in and say, oh, so and so's won. It's just inviting people to cause trouble, really. So yeah, I mean, there's no rules against it, so it's absolutely fine. They can do what they want.
Currently, there is a Brit game versus Zarok, but the guy's name I can't spell it for crap. I mean, let's have a look.
Let me have a look for that.
He's a Polish guy, and we love.
I think you can tell that by the name.
Ratio. Oh, found it. Here we go. What rank is he? He's 300 rank, and Zarok's. I know Zarok's not a good player, but he's not like an amazing player.
Well, Zarok actually was hitting top 50 with factions not long ago.
Really?
Yeah. Zarok put a lot of time into his 1v1
Oh wow,
collection.
God, he has. Yeah, he's climbed 200 ranks since I last looked at his player card.
Yes, yeah. So he's done what I am planning to do, which is take a little break from 2v2 play and get heavily into 1v1, which is.
Oh, here we go. Easy
he's
versus
done quite
Blackace.
well.
Get in. It's finally starting.
All right, ready when you are.
Oh no, it's loading. It's loading. If it's got a 2-minute break, you can entertain the cast whilst I make a cup of tea.
Yep, no worries. And just so you know, nerf OKW, please stop with the spamming of this channel. I will give you a warning. I know you've been timed.
Oh no, I just timed him out again.
That's different. He's got an alt account, so we get it. We understand that you are struggling to play against OKW, but just I didn't mean that in a mean way. I'm just saying.
I did.
I understand that the frustration and stuff, but not everybody is. There are people very, very high up the leaderboards who are hammering OKW right now. So, as I say, you're gonna get a little 10-second.
Ooh, 2-minute break. You entertain the cast, dude, and be really funny. I'm gonna make a cup of tea.
Yeah. So, as I say, just stop spamming our channel, please. Stream a game already. There's water in my bath getting cold. Yarps, maybe you just take your digital device into the bath with you. If you have anything like I do, which is a Sony Xperia Z2, I don't know if you can even see this. It's waterproof, so you can actually take it in the bath with you and get it wet. Why not, eh? Nerf the king of Axis. Dear God. Yeah, I mean, we will start getting the ban hammer out if this is. I'll be friendly and give you a warning. you know. Oh, you do have. Oh, excellent, Yarps. Get in the bath then. Let us entertain you. We have got mods in the chat as well, other than myself. Obviously, when the game starts, I'm a little less focused on chat. But Fo's here. I believe Hans is in chat, but he may be doing something else. Mad Hat Klug, I'm one of the ESL members of staff as well. So if there are any problems, things like that, guys, keep your eyes out. Hey, Bash. Yes, actually, I am. Thank you. Very good. Hey, Astronaut, the next game is going to be Blackace versus Easy. And that's going to be up on the screen in 25 seconds. Soviet versus Wehrmacht on Longoskaya. So, possibility of a long game here.
Do an intro and following the combat engineers once they finish. No, so
You want me to do one or you're going to do one?
yeah, you do an intro. It's fine. Because I'll just be finishing off my cup of tea.
Alrighty. Alright, well, hello everybody, and welcome to this game between Blackace and Easy, playing on Longoskaya. We are in the second and third round stages of the tournament right now. This is the Week 3 ESL EU Cup, and we have a pretty evenly matched game here coming up between Blackace and Easy. So they're starting to meet each other in the brackets now, starting to get some more serious games coming in. Let's have a quick look at the early game builds. Straight away, standard builds from both. We've got Grenadiers, MG gun, a very, very nice defensive build to play on the southern side of Longoskaya. And looks like possibly a triple conscript build coming in from Blackace, which should be very, very good at him getting some early map control and navigating his way around the map. So we've yet to wait for what his build is going to be here. But Blackace taking use of this time to get some green cover positions, some attack positions on the map. Cut off right now with wire. It's going to make it a little bit more difficult for Easy to maneuver his way and take advantage of green cover positions.
Interestingly, Dan, Easy himself has done exactly the same on his munitions point in the south. He's putting a lot of barbed wire on the green cover there, so just goes to show you just how important munitions points on Longoskaya are. Yeah,
they are important, and of course this is a very touchy point on the southern side of the map. You know, that munitions point and that strategic point, you can't really leave those alone. This 3 conscript build is going to be harassing that quite a lot. We may even see tier 2 maxims come after this stage as well, which will mean, you know, things like green cover there, they're going to stop conscripts from being effective if they do break those lines and allow them loads more opportunities to start getting back in it.
Nice sandbag fighting position on the western fuel. Good bit of fuel harassment and denial right now.
Yeah, it's a really, really nice early one. It's going to help him hold that for a little while, fight off the MG. Interesting as well, by the way, armored assault tactics from Blackace, so he will be notified of everything that Easy is building right now.
Like literally 90% of what he'll, you know, mines, build orders, etc. You do get some voice commands that don't seem to come through with the old radio intercept, seemingly. Nearly went.
Radio intercept, sorry, is a really, really good tool. You can see, by the way, here, Engineer's about to cut off this strategic point. It would seem that Easy is a little bit too far focused on the left-hand side, so Blackace is going to be able to harass that a little more. But 4 conscript build, very, very, very commonly used with this commander.
Yeah, it's arguably been the most common Russian build order. It was, of course, a big throwback to Company Heroes 1 with 4 rifles as the US, and most players in Soviet games have gone for conscripts. It's only recently that we've started to see tier 2 again, seemingly, as a starting build order.
this commander used to be incredibly effective with 4 conscripts when the T-3485s and the IS-2 were both off-map call-ins, because what it allowed you to do is build up an incredible amount of CP over the early portion of the game, and you would be able to bring out both the T-3485s would come out about 18 minutes, IS-2 come out in 21, 22 minutes, so you know it's incredibly powerful. You know, once you had your tier 2 on the field as well. So a little less potent now. We're probably going to see tier 3 come in place of the early T-3485s, but that is equally as strong at getting that IS-2.
Here's a little bit of trivia. Can you remember the commander that came out at the same time as Armoured Assault Tactics for the Wehrmacht? Oh, my bad. Sorry, I was thinking of Advanced Warfare. It was going to say Close Air Support.
I know the one that came out with Advanced Warfare, yeah.
My bad, I'm a complete moron. Anyway, Easy's gone for the cutoff, and seemingly conscripts are ganging up on this Grenadier in the south, pushing that away. He's going to answer the cutoff with 2 other conscripts.
Yeah, really nice, and lovely decap from Easy as well, taking full advantage of this point. Tier 2 and a Maxim is coming out now, so this will be on the field soon to help reclaim some of the territory control.
Yeah, good prediction of the build order there, Dan. Maxim's going to help out quite a lot. It is a very support weapon orientated map, a lot of long lines of sight.
Potential of a conscript to go down as well there if he's not careful, but it looks like he managed to force off the MG with 3 conscript squads.
That'll do it. So the conscripts save the lives of their comrades, stop them from being fallen comrades.
No mines, interestingly. Soviets very, very potent mine players at the moment. And again, you know, it's a really, really good thing against the Austere with those 4-man squads. The odds.
What a rifle nade, dear God. Very well aimed, that.
That was a nice one over the hedgerow as well.
He's keeping the victory points in his. Well, he's just now getting them in his control. It has been Easy who has had the majority of them so far. Here comes the Maxim to help out in the centre. God, the conscripts are massively behind that sandbag fighting positions, but they are actually getting shot from behind by the Grenadier, doing a lot of health damage.
Looks like that's covered by the Maxim though. We have a tier 2 going up from Easy now. Scout car would be really, really dangerous here for Blackace. The Molotov has been the research over anti-tank grenades. There's no AT gun out on the field as of yet.
Another point.
No real chance of getting one out as well. These heavy reinforcements cost for the conscripts right now. So
yeah, another point is there's been no field infirmary for the headquarters for the Soviets, so all the models are quite low health. So the 222 could have a field day if it were to hit.
Yeah, I don't actually understand this Molotov upgrade right now. I can't see what it's benefiting him at all. You know, it's not going to benefit him in the early game because really there's only the MG as the static position. There hasn't been that much building control. You know, Grenadiers very, very mobile. They're going to be able to get out of these, you know, with really no problems whatsoever. However, you know, once this scout car hits, 18 nades could be, you know, a little something.
If you're going to play with Molotovs, you really have to make them work in the early game. That first 60 munitions or so is arguably the most important for Molotovs, and you know, making them work for you, finding the MG and cornering it, and then making sure that it can't get away, and also denying that very early heavy cover engagements by denying it with a good bit of vodka on fire. So this is arguably, yeah, a bit of a waste in the Molotovs. I'm not even seeing him use one properly yet.
No, not at all.
But do we have anything coming from Tier 2 quite yet? I mean, he has a few things at his disposal.
I haven't seen anything, actually, which surprises me. That the scout car was the one that I would have thought he would go for, and it turns out that maybe this risk of building the Molotov straight away is actually going to do well for... it's actually going to do well for Blackace, because that advantage of using the scout car is slowly going to go down.
Yeah.
It is a gamble to use the scout car. I understand why he probably wouldn't.
What this has caused is Easy to build a pack, because we haven't actually seen the Molotovs, so he thinks he's pooling fuel to get the T-70 out really quick. So he's not done that, and that has meant, there's a Molotov in finally, and that has meant his opponent has instead built a pack. So actually the psychological counterplay has resulted in a pack on the field instead of a 2-2-2.
Definitely. I also wonder if Easy has managed to pick up or tell what the commander is straight away now as well, because obviously For conscripts are a very, very telltale sign of assault armored, and if he did, obviously, spot up the loadout. You said as well, was it Blackace who was making sure his bulletins were all correct for this game before
Yes,
the game?
good point. He actually went through it all, and he used his Pepperidge Farm bulletins to get veterancy bulletins on all his conscripts.
Yeah. So I mean, it should be pretty clear, what this build is, where it's going.
I think he may have had to. That's why he couldn't get the game started properly, because he had to delete bulletins, because he's obviously been leaving the trainer running, which you can do if you're a bit nefarious, and he had to do that. That's what I was watching. I was wondering what the hell he was doing. Tier 3 is coming up. It's going to be a little bit late though.
Well, better late than never. There's not really much on the field as a counter. Remember as well, heavy infantry build from Easy at the moment, so either the T70 or a quad cal is going to be very, very effective at this point. That is if he manages to get it out, because he is severely map capped at the moment.
This LMG is firing just from behind the cover line. It is a plane and it is behind it.
By the way, Grenadier squad's dangerously close to going down there on the center strategic point.
Just about making it to safety. So these conscripts in the west have taken real good advantage of that sandbag fighting position. Took them eventually a pioneer to push them away. So Dan, I mean, he's got tier 3 up. He's got more than enough fuel to build something. But I predict, and I'm sure you will be as well, that mechanized Compagnia will be the choice for him. Oh no. Well, yeah, it will have to be, because yeah.
Coming out, and this possibly is a good idea, especially on Longmas as well. I mean, the IS-2 really, he probably wants that to come out on the field as soon as it can. Tier 3 is going to replace what the T-3485 is used to. He may get 1, possibly 2 units from Tier 3, I would say, to comfortably try and keep the Austere pushed back until that IS-2 comes out. The danger is if he gets 2 units and then he loses his control, or the units go down, then he's not going to be able to get that IS-2 benefit out as early as it can.
So, but he could go for the T-3485s as well, so he's got a choice there in terms of using his fuel for the IS-2 or possibly getting Tier 4 and T-3485s. Interesting to see what he does there.
Yeah, it's all about Blackace keeping this insane pressure on as well, so I think the T-70 is a very, very good choice right now. There isn't really been enough opportunity for Easy to get 2 AT guns out to deal with it left and mid. So there is very, very good pressure going on right now, I think.
T-70's been a shock unit. Good shots in on the Pioneer, pushing that away. Packed.
If he is being daring as well, there is the possibility of a Katusha here. It depends, obviously, how much he gets pinned back into his base. Easy, of course. If he does get really, really pinned around that strategic area, it may be worth getting the Katusha, because the amount of wipes and manpower damage you can get with one barrage of that thing really could spell disaster.
Blackace is playing this really well at the moment. He's containing his opponents and forcing him away from vital areas. I think this sandbag fighting position has done wonders. The amount of fuel that Easy has not been able to accumulate because he can't keep hold of his western fuel point has been remarkable. Just one sandbag fighting position has managed to do that. It's a really good placement. I'm writing down notes as we speak.
It is really good, and there hasn't been any cover for it. He could have built bunkers to stop this from happening. He could have built an S minefield, but in fact he's put his munitions, all of his munitions so far, into medic and LMGs. So I think he's probably missed out a treat there. Holding this fuel is vital for the Austere, and using the AT gun and bunker would hold that off quite well. And Grenadiers at the moment aren't finding that much effect.
They're not seemingly. I mean, 3 LMGs between them, and the most any of them's got 7 kills at veterancy too. It's not been a stellar haul. Very good preservation from Blackace seemingly. Obviously staying behind cover as much as humanly possible, as any good company player should do.
Preservation's been good from both of them, actually. I mean, Easy's building up the veterancy slowly. He's starting to get things rolling in that department. So he will get stronger, and he will get strong enough to push back very soon. Mortar's doing some passive work everywhere else as well. So Yeah, I mean, nothing really wrong happening in the game at the moment. Just Blackace playing very good aggressive play.
Something wrong will happen for the Grenadier squad that manages to go through that central area into that demo.
I'm really half and half about whether he knows about this or not. I don't know whether he clocked it. I was trying to check out the fog of war, but I just missed it. I mean, when I caught onto it, I thought actually that the engineers were very slightly in view for a short amount of time, but it was very quick.
We're going to know for now because the LMG could follow the Maxim, try and get it on retreat. Oh no! A little bit slow to react. Will he go for the demo now? That was his opportunity. Oh, didn't click it. Oh, he clicked it anyway! Killed it! I thought the sandbag wall might protect it, but obviously I was more than wrong in that situation.
And of course, 6-man squad of conscripts just picked up the LMG there, which is a really big problem when conscripts get hold of that. I mean, I actually dropped one in a 1v1 the other day, and it was pretty much the deciding factor of the game, if I'm honest. The 6-man squads, you know, they're rare to lose it, and they vet very quickly, which is good for conscripts.
Oh yeah, especially with the bulletins he's got giving veterancy and such. It's interesting to me that, you know, sometimes when you... Oh god, look at that big shot in! Will the LMG get the final kill on the conscript?
That was a really nice change of
oh, the Grenadier went down to the LMG squad you were talking about, on retreat from the garrison. Fantastic shot there.
Yeah, I mean, and just look at how quickly the vet is going up on that conscript squad right now. It's just unbelievable. Every time it fires around, the veterancy bar is going up and going up. It's going to be vet 3 in a matter of, you know, 2 or 3 engagements, to be honest. So it becomes a huge problem when conscripts do pick this up.
Yeah, you know, we spent a long time looking for the right game to cast, and I had a feeling that this one might be a good one. Easy, obviously, a very good Company Heroes player. He did have a bit of few sabbaticals in 2015, just getting into the swing of things, and Blackace has been really rocking it in ESL, more than proving his worth. So it's a good game, a good matchup.
Yeah, and Katusha is about to hit the field, so the mechanized company was researched. I think this is a really good idea, although he isn't going to get the IS-2 out straight away. We did talk about the Katusha, you know, the Katusha is obviously based on how well he's doing at pinning Easy back, because the Katusha is going to come out a little bit earlier, and it's going to, you know, really harass all of these points and the VP. Building control is not going to be a thing for Easy right now. So I think considering, you know, how well he's been in his aggressive play and the double fuel that he's had, Katusha is a really good choice for him here. I'm really happy that he went back and tech to that.
Yeah, and more analyst points for yourself. So you did lose some on the Soviet industry, but you've gained loads in this game now with your build order prediction, so good work, Dan.
The industry was unpredicted, you know. Credit to VonIvan for getting that one.
Oh, here comes the first barrage. Oh, wipes a Grenadier!
Yeah, I mean, this is really difficult.
Oh, nearly destroys another. By the way, in my shouty bits today, I've got to be less high pitched. Somebody said I'm a good caster, but they have to turn the volume down at times due to my shrill calling. So I'm trying to stop, but I just go up the pitch range as soon as something big happens.
Well, you're absolutely right, eh?
Oh, I see what you did there. Very clever. In jokes, yeah, very funny.
In jokes. If anyone else gets that, then that's great.
Indeed. That's all I'll say.
I mean, nice rifle grenade dodge there from Blackace again. He's so on top of this. So on top.
Oh, he's got this game in the bag. Absolutely. Done really well for himself here. I think it's either a round 2 or a round 3 game, but already he's again taking a big scalp in this tournament.
One thing that's really getting me right now for Easy is why hasn't he picked mobile defense yet? This seems like such a given. You know, there's still no AT nades out. There's one AT gun, yeah, that's great. But he's really trying to fight for the left, and you can see maybe try and get a fuel, go for a maybe lightning roar or something. I don't know, but you know, the mobile defense would really help him come across here. You know, he'd be able to, you know, be mobile and deal with the T-70. There's a chance he could get around the back of the map and take out the Katusha. You know, and then it's just really the infantry game to play. Just sitting back and trying to take these fuel and VP with no, you know,
He's not
medium tier
played this
victory.
map, in my opinion. He need 2 MGs would have helped him against 4 conscripts on longer sky. 2 MGs as Wehrmacht can be really potent. He could have kept his fuel and controlled the center as well.
Yeah, he's losing this game right now purely based on the build game, and
Yes.
he still hasn't actually responded to it now, which is a shame. You know, Stomovic attacks have just become unlocked as well for Blackace, so this is going to further harass anything that he tries to do there. Little mistakes like taking this AT gun out on its own with really, you know, no defense
And
in
here
reality.
comes the big daddy Sturmovik, the flying tank attacks, the skill planes as they were commonly known. These have a long loiter. And Katusha barrage to add insult to injury. Wipes the mortar. Conscript will try and take the weapon itself.
Yeah, I mean, I personally wouldn't walk into Katusha, but yeah, he does want to take the mortar. It's just further insult to Easy, who's already trying to recover from a horrendous manpower, problem that he's got going at the moment with a couple of lost squads. Blackace has played so well, and this is maybe he's going to be the new player of this week's tournament. You know,
I think so.
Talisman, it was last week.
But didn't Blackace and Talisman play each other last week?
No, Blackace played Zarok, and I can't remember who he got knocked out against. That was the first that we saw of Blackace, I think, where we didn't really know much about him. It was Asbag.
Pioneers terminated on retreat. Flying tank attacks the pack, and there's nothing Easy could do. GG has been called, and he's thrown out of the tournament.
Yeah, really good play there from Blackace. Absolutely faultless. It was a shame on Easy's part, really. I think, you know, the 4 cons is a very, very telltale sign of Armored Assault. I don't think anybody could show me a replay of Armored Assault where 4 cons wasn't the starting build. So it's either a very, very good bluff to use 4 cons if you have Armored Assault in your loadout, or it's a very, very obvious sign when you see those cons.
It could be possible that Easy didn't give his opponent due credit. I mean, I know Blackace was actually AFK for a little bit, so Easy, but Easy had plenty of time to look at what Blackace had in his loadout. He could have analysed it and, as you say, predicted what was happening there. Ooh, nice clash after that, by the way. It's going to be Noganno versus Blackace. So both players we've watched, we could be joining very soon. We'll have to keep an eye on that. Elsewhere in the brackets, right now, looking like Talisman is through, possibly against Shuwada Wada. That'll be a good one to watch. Farhu hopefully beating Barton.
We can only hope.
Ooh, Cruzz versus smierc. Let's try and find it. There's one for you.
Yeah, okay, that sounds like a good matchup to go into.
Oh yeah. Sound more excited. Say that again, but more excitedly.
Yeah, that sounds like a great matchup to go into.
Yeah, that's it.
Also, just want to point out, by the way, you guys have probably seen this already on the Company of Heroes in-game menu screen. There's a great streamer highlight for Love Nest on at the moment, written by, obviously, Relic, and you can find that if you click on from the menu screen, or you can go to the official Company of Heroes website and check it out on their blog posts at the moment. So, really, really nice. Obviously, Love Nest was the winner of the final that took place on Tuesday, so credit where it's due. You can find out a little bit more about him and his playstyles, and get to know your top players very well.
Join lobby, please.
Sorry, you can just spam some invites to me.
There you go.
First one, match no longer exists. Second one.
Yay, I love the second one. That's my favourite of the 2.
Alright, there we go. Oh, Noganno's here. My opponent's probably playing a best of 10 this second round too.
That is funny. Oh, he's funny.
Let's try and keep the arguments in chat down. I'm looking at a couple of you right now. Yuno says, I really want to watch this, but my BT internet can't handle the quality. Any chance it could be broadcast to Storm's channel as well, if it has quality control? Not at the moment. How many viewers are we on right now?
More than enough that we should have.
Yuno says, I really give me a number.
493.
Okay, so you're probably going to have the... Let me see if I can talk to...
Yeah, get on it. That's it.
I spoke to you before, because I managed to get this unlocked.
493 with no quality control. And I made the conscious decision not to go onto Relic's stream today. That was an option I had available to me. But we didn't, and now here we are. No qualities. Never mind. It is a 3000 bitrate stream at 180 pixels. So most people should be okay with it, but there will be a few people, unfortunately, I am sorry, that won't be able to watch it, which isn't always the best situation to land yourself in. Oh, Cruzz is playing Brits, Dan.
Cruzz is playing Brits.
Oh yeah.
Well,
Against Wehrmacht.
This excites me.
Yeah, now you're talking.
One of the first times that we've seen Blitz played in here as well. Against the Wehrmacht, of course, AEC is really, really good at the moment, ties in that British early game. I actually say Brits are going to be incredibly strong on crossing in the woods.
Oh, yeah.
I'm guessing smierc has picked this and will be playing from position 3 in the south. But, you know, a mortar pick can easily cover, you know, the mid. I think he'll probably go for the AEC here as well. But this is going to be really interesting. Really, really interesting. I hope Cruzz shows us something new. Because the Brits are in need of some love, you know.
Absolutely. Oh, yes, they are indeed. Shh. Intro time. Intro time. Shush. Shush, 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 shush. Oh, let me just quickly... Stop laughing so much. Just change. He's laughing because I have a catchphrase which is absolutely every time I'm analysing for, oh no, he's analysing for me and he says something I wasn't listening, so I just say absolutely.
You're absolutely right.
Just changing my overlay a bit and then I'll...
No worries.
A new infantry section is ready for battle.
Oh fuck, it doesn't fit. Bloody hell. Right, okay, I'll do that later. Hello there, and welcome to ESL Week 3. You're watching what looks likely to be a great game. It's got Cruzz as the Brits in the north of Crossing in the Woods. He's against the southern player, the Pole, smierc, who's Wehrmacht on this map that arguably favours Wehrmacht. But Brits aren't a usual Allies faction, are they, Stormless?
No, not at all, but they have just been through the hotfix, which made a few small changes to the Brits, and we were expecting we might see something of them today. One of those changes was the AEC, which gets a little more of a boost to its area of explosion. It's much more of a potent unit now. It really allows the Brits to not be so defensive at the start of the game, so... really, really excited to see this. Some great commanders in the loadout from Cruzz as well. So, yeah, really, really excited about this. My guess, I want to see tactical support played.
Yeah, it's an interesting commander, absolutely. With regards to the AEC, the changes were that splash damage has been multiplied by 5 from 0.5 to 2.5, and also a little bit more damage at long and medium ranges. So it is a highly potent anti-infantry and anti-support weapon vehicle now. An early sniper out for smierc. He's got him on hold fire. I wonder what he's waiting for with that.
I guess probably because the Bren's out. He didn't have the munitions at first to deal a Faust. So, I mean, I don't know if you saw, but Cruzz drove the Bren gun carrier straight into his opponent's territory at the start there. And there was nothing smierc could do at the start to, you know, get that. So maybe he was just worried that the UC would come in and force him off. But it is a nice way for him to cap without taking any kind of fire from the Bren. He also probably doesn't want it to fire and reveal itself right now. But, you know, that should be obvious to Cruzz by the fact that point was getting ghost capped.
Very quickly, I forgot to put some more game volume up. Sorry about this, guys. Hang on. We'll put it up to full in-game. That should sort it. Grenadiers looking to get the Faust stuff on the Universal Carrier. There you go. Damaged engine. Third health remaining. Trying to reverse away. The cars are firing. But here come the infantry section to save the day.
Looks like Cruzz is about to lose a Tommy squad, though, which is a pretty big loss for him. At 280 manpower there. He's only got 4-man squads. Snipers,
where did that die, Dan?
That is right on the strategic point outside of smierc's base. So again, he's going to lose his second squad as well to the snipers. 2 Tommy squads. That was an awful decision by Cruzz.
Oh, he's got a long retreat path here. Could be the Pioneers instead, died, so it could be a little bit of a recut. But those Tommy squads are so expensive.
They are expensive. And, I mean, you know, when I said about units like the AEC increasing the effectiveness of the 1v1 play Brits, that is that's too aggressive. you know.
My camera got lost then. So when you say the strategic point, was that the one to the east of the base or to the west of it?
So it is the one that is on the west of smierc's base on the south. The strategic point that cuts off most of the map.
Ah,
Cruzz was
yeah.
trying to get in there with the green cover. He was trying to get in that point and just neutralize it and stay there. But because of the sniper, four-man squads went down really, really quickly. You know, the universal carrier, I think, took a Faust. So that's just completely non-existent right now.
My camera was on the universal carrier and whether it could survive. So both players had a hell of a lot to deal with there. There was the interesting engagement between the universal carrier and the sniper seemingly took advantage of that. Cruzz not being able to concentrate on the south, and 4 kills on the sniper and a dead Tommy squad for his trophy cabinet.
Yeah, it's really, really, a really good early game for smierc. Actually, it was Cruzz's mistake though. Though nice, he may be able to get some damage here on this grenadier. The sniper's going to be out of position as well if this goes down, so he may be able to recover from this if he gets this grenadier down.
It would be a big pickup and a trade almost, because he has got the Vickers on the now a Bren carrier, we could call it.
Yeah, really unfortunately he didn't manage to get away with that though. I think he'll be upset about that.
Yeah, he will be. That would have been his way back into this. I mean, he's not out of it by any stretch of the imagination. It is only one squad down, and usually in Incoming Heroes, if you do lose a squad, it could be game, or you can survive and you know, build more squads basically. Oh, here comes the AEC as well. 5 minutes 18 seconds down.
Yeah, this is a really, really good choice for him. He's seen the snipers out as well. The AEC is very, very good against sniper play at the moment, which is something that is so key for Brits as well, because there's something that they struggle with so much. You know, you either had a choice of really bolstering the squads to 5-man squads and trying to just, you know, run towards it and get the rate of fire down, you know, bonus up, you know, by being in green cover. But this is very, very difficult to do. At least with the AEC out now, he's going to have the Bren gun to help force off the grenadiers. He's going to have the AEC to try and, you know, get some quicker, you know, with the turret capabilities, he's going to be able to chase down a lot easier. So lots of good options here with the Bren and UC.
Oh, the sniper just got uncovered. Oh, the universal carrier's firing on him.
Yeah, really, really nice there.
That was a buff that came in October, that universal carriers have an increased sniper scouting range or revealing range. Here comes the shots from the car rifles, though the Faust has gone in on it. Could be going down, but the AEC to the rescue. Oh, it still goes down regardless.
Watching Cruzz play on the left-hand side, taking advantage of the fact that these pioneers are in negative cover is quite nice. Yeah, I mean, the AEC is really good right now, and it looks like smierc just brought an AT gun on the field to deal with that, but it's not effective. It's not, you know, it's not a direct, real way to counter the AEC, because obviously the AEC can flank it. So he's relying on the grenadiers for the Faust here. Obviously, one of the grenadiers has gone down now, and the sniper's gone down too, but again, Cruzz, who did have a bad start to the game, can still get in this. And obviously the AEC does take a lot of shots before
From
the scout gun really
Big
does
shot
anything.
in there. It's going to push it away immediately. Second shot also hits. It's just unfortunate for smierc that there's no grenadiers nearby. What a great
Doesn't
game we've been
really-
treated to so far.
Yeah, it is. I'm trying to watch Cruzz play with the Brits like as close as possible. And I actually say that he's not really playing the cover benefits of Brits that well. A lot of the engagements where he's been standing next to medium cover, at least, he hasn't really taken advantage of it. So that being said, you know, he's not losing these engagements with the infantry by any means. So
Does take the cut-off momentarily, and he is decapping the eastern cut-off with a handy Vickers heavy machine gun. Cruzz is a stato, that's it, statistician. He knows all the stats in the game inside and out, and seemingly when he doesn't utilise them, it leaves your head scratching. Hang on, this guy knows all the numbers behind cover, yet he isn't using cover.
yeah, it may just be a heat of the moment thing, you know, because he's using British in a way that we're probably not used to seeing British at this stage of the game, which is they are spread out everywhere. And you know, this used to be a case where scout car comes out, snipers out. You couldn't afford to do that with them until, you know, things like the commandos came out, or you'd lock down an area with perhaps mortar both as combination. So it's different, and obviously, you know, the units, they're four-man squads, they're a little slower, I always feel. So, you know, maybe he just wasn't looking at some of these situations where he's pushing deep into his opponent's lines. But we'll keep watching it. See
Good
what
choice from smierc. He's building another sniper. That's going to help him keep dealing a lot of manpower damage on the Brits. Pack's in a good position, finds the AEC, big shot in, pushes it away. And the Faust also. AEC lingers on 40% health still.
That was well predicted by Cruzz there. I think when he saw the AT gun, he probably knew that smierc had the grenadiers nearby. Faust went off, but he was already reversing out, so he does manage to save himself quite well from that. Wonder if we'll see a rifle grenade come in here from smierc, trying to get these Tommies out of the green cover there. There we go, rifle grenade is coming in. Cruzz doesn't take any damage.
I think he hit the tip of the tank trap maybe. He did do a little bit of a dodge as well. No damage at all.
Yeah, I'm surprised, to be honest, right now. I would actually say that Cruzz isn't playing as well as I'm used to seeing him play. There's a couple of things going on that I would say Cruzz has missed.
And
But,
smierc is pushing out. In terms of victory points, they do have a lot of parity. Here comes the British sniper as well, so we're gonna have a sniper meta game very shortly.
Yeah, I mean, this is in smierc's favour, I would say. There's no light vehicles to counter with the sniper, and the rate of fire is, especially with another sniper on the field, you know, he's going to be afraid to use it, I would have thought.
Or he could go on the hunt for it with and hold fire. Brit snipers do have largely the same cloaking mechanisms as the Wehrmacht. They can stay in cloak and creep up on the sniper enemy.
I hope he does do it, because there's nothing like watching the Oster sniper get blasted out by the boys' anti-tank rifle.
British bias coming into play there.
Well, here we go. This is going to be a direct, it's going to be very, very obvious. That point was just getting ghost capped then, so he must know that the sniper's on the field there.
Oh, he could and possibly should have taken out that last shot there. But we got the Puma on the field, pushing away the AEC. It's quite a fair match between the two armor car tank destroyers.
smierc was actually forced into using the Puma early on in the game, so I kind of wondered at the time why he picked mobile defense, really. I guess maybe we'll see Ostrupen come out as well, because that's obviously very, very good against the Brits and overwhelming them and bringing them back. So he's going to get, you know, maybe good benefits in terms of his overwhelming manpower and the benefit of the medium vehicle, which of course the Brits still have, you know, a long time before they get out, you know, their first tank, which is usually the Cromwell. So are going to expect to see the Cromwell. He hasn't got any doctrines to release any earlier vehicles like the Valentine, so it is still a long way off, but he does have the map control for it.
Ooh. Big rifle nade in on the Vickers there. Company command post goes up for the Brits.
Let's see, this is a risky retreat here.
AEC does guard his retreat.
Damned enemies trying to take a point from us.
Again, just the cover from Cruzz on the left-hand side. You know, one unit isn't in cover, benefiting from a higher rate of fire. One unit is on the wrong side of cover and getting the increased rate of fire. So I don't understand these decisions. It's a very small amount of micro to do that, and it's not something we see from Cruzz normally.
So he's got the company command post up, and he's pooling fuel. He'll have a significant amount very shortly. Oh, Pioneer possibly going down on retreat. In fact, more than likely will do. And what do you reckon we'll be seeing from company command post down?
Well, the first thing I think is the Cromwell. I think the Cromwell is nearly always what comes out for Brits. In fact, he's gone for centre. I was not expecting that whatsoever. I don't understand this choice, if I'm honest.
It's not October anymore, that's for certain.
He knows that mobile defense has access to this Puma. Maybe even more than one is going to come out. The AEC is doing more than good enough at dealing with the infantry left to right. The Cromwell is equally as good at dealing with infantry as the Centaur is right now. You know, unless he was specifically going for anti-air benefits, I don't understand this. But again, you know, this is Cruzz. I will take a step back from
Well, when it
take a
comes to
step back from any kind of
stats,
analytics.
yeah, stats he can analyze anybody to the ground. But when it comes to build orders, you know, you're more than in a good position. You've been very good at predicting build orders all throughout ESL, Dan. And one good thing casting allows you to do is take a step back. These players are in a stressful best of one, a single elimination format, where they could go out of the tournament. So some of their decisions, it's easy to see even from a mid-level player standpoint. Like, why has he done that? We'll see. We'll see if he makes it work, though. Here comes the Achilles Centaur, the Ak tank.
Enemy threatening a capture point.
I'm really just trying to analyze what Cruzz is going to do here. My suspicion, I mean, again, I don't want to say too much about it because he's doing things that I'm just not expecting at all. But maybe, you know, tactical support, if he does have that quick anti-tank benefit there. No, counter-snipe.
Big shot in there. Straight back onto Hold-Fire. There's smierc showing his pedigree, using great micro hotkeys on his keyboard, getting the sniper in position, taking the shot, and then just through intuition, straight back on Hold-Fire, and then moves away. Just shows you just how good he is at using snipers.
Yeah, it's a really, really good choice. This Puma's going to come in. He's going to cause so many problems right now for smierc. Again, there's gonna be a
AC's
foul
on the rampage,
as well.
though. The Faust from the Ostrupen does go in, but the AC has still got line of sight. Big shot in. Takes out the Puma. AC's going to be able to retreat thanks to the Centaur putting out a hell of a lot of fire up. And there's the delayed smoke pots from the AC.
I was really unlucky for smierc there. I think he was making all the right decisions, and Micro may have just let him down there with the Puma. It was a little bit overextended. Didn't need to be that close to the Centaur and the AEC. You know, obviously the benefit of it is the range that it has with its mobility. So a little bit of mistake bringing it in there. It's given Cruzz a bit more chance to work that Centaur around. I'll be interested to see if smierc just instantly reaches for another one, or whether he utilizes you know, another tier. But he hasn't teched up to Battle Phase 2 yet. He's going to have to stick with the Puma again, really, or Command Panzer IV.
And that is the problem with mobile defense. It is a great shock doctrine, allowing you to get some anti-armor down. But should it go wrong, and you're starting to spend your fuel on just Pumas and just Panzer command tanks, you know, you can double down and it can go terribly wrong for you.
Yeah. Well, Puma was the choice for this one. It's difficult. smierc, I think, has displayed he does have the micro to deal with this kind of thing and use this tactic effectively. But again, you know, it just takes one little mistake, even for a player like him, as we saw. And that's the end of that.
As the Centaur on the retreat does get met with a pack fire. One last shot in before it has to reverse itself. In terms of victory points, you'll notice that Cruzz has started to be in the ascendancy, is starting to get towards that late game for Brits. Well, mid-game rather. He's got his medium armor vehicles up, and he's seemingly getting into a dominant position right now.
Yeah, I was actually expecting to see a command vehicle come up at some point, so now I'm starting to flick off the idea of tactical support maybe. He does obviously have it for Royal Engineer as well, but I don't know. I think that, you know, there's some early game benefits that have been missed off by not picking a commander, so it kind of leaves me with a small number of choices left. Maybe would have seen commandos by now.
What a shot by smierc on that retreating Vickers there. And smierc's sniper micro really is good to watch. He uses so many little tricks of the trade that just make him so potent with it. He protects it really well as well.
Yeah, 17 kills, 1 per minute. It is doing really well. Cruz's lost some seriously key units early on. And the thing still is with Brits is that they are a hard faction to make comebacks with. They really, really are. When you lose something like that, it is a big thing.
Don't forget, by the way, this is his second sniper, so that just goes to show the vindication of using a sniper against Brits. It's always a powerful unit to utilise. And here we go, another thing from Company Command Post. I think this time it is the Cromwell, isn't it?
Yeah, Cromwell's being built at the moment, so there's not going to be any. I'm just having a look. There's no anvil or research tech up, so it doesn't look like he's going to go for anything like the Comet right now. Maybe stick into these medium vehicles. It's a sensible idea. I mean, if something like a command vehicle does come up, these are going to be very, very effective units. There's also no indirect fire, and we spoke earlier when we saw this match with Noganno how strong it is for Osted to play through the center of the map. So, you know, he knows that mobile defense is the pick now. He hasn't seen any mortars, mortars from the Osted. Might be a good idea to get a mortar pit up, and that would also be quite good at dealing with the sniper as well.
Ostrupen rushing in against the sappers who have laid a mine on the munitions point. Pumas are in position and firing on the Centaur, pushing that away. They do now have a Cromwell cruiser tanker back up. Oh, Tommy almost going down to sustained LMG fire in the west. Multifaceted engagement right now. Vickers still hasn't been actually picked up, so the Grenadiers could do that, and that would be a nice little win.
Yeah, I'll just went up then.
Ooh, big mine. 4 Ostrupen killed. Vickers is being taken, so smierc is now coming back. Took it with a Vet 3 Grenadier. Had to retreat that instantly, of course.
Just getting some comments saying I might be a little bit too low.
I have made me quieter again. I can't make you louder, unfortunately.
Okay. Let me know if you need me to do that.
We should be okay right now. Just project your voice a little bit. Oh, big shot in from the armored car. The AEC got that kill. Yeah, it's 10 kills in total now.
Yeah, that was really nice. And also the Piats there just did a lot of health damage to those Grenadiers. So Cruzzy's doing a lot with a little at the moment. He doesn't have that much on the field. Loads of opportunities that smierc could actually get around his back and do a pretty much a killing blow. But I think with those mines that have gone down on the Ostrupen on the right hand side, he probably is really scared of using these Pumas right now. So Cruzzy has a lot of time, with this kind of lack of aggression from smierc with what he's got. Cruzzy's got a lot of time to make some plans. Suss out exactly if there's mines down, suss out what the build order is from smierc, and then make some counter plays.
Big shot in from the pack, pushing away this nice cohort of vehicles Cruzz has going for him. He really could push with them if he wanted to. Of course, 2 Pumas and a pack is a fearsome opposition though, and here come the Pumas, here comes the pack, trying to get line of sight, backing the British forces into the tree line. Elsewhere, you've got an engagement with the LMG and an onslaught with Brenfire.
Yeah, it's a real mess, actually, all of those units there. They're all clumping each other in. There's no pathing opportunities. He needs to get that sorted out. People are going to be asking, why is Cruzzy picked Brits here? And I guess this wasn't what I was expecting to see from the Brits. Lots of opportunities for him to...
Where's the 6-pounder?
Well, it looks like that may need to be an option for him pretty soon.
I can't believe he's not built a 6-pounder in my opinion. I think that's a staple of the British forces. And in nearly every 1v1 I expect to see one, I'm just being honest, especially if you've got an AEC on the field, because the 6-pounder and AEC can work, together to help complement each other.
Big things he's missing, and I'd say the mortar is one of the massive ones, because with the support build that smierc has, he's got he's got sniper, MG, AT gun, that can be easily negated by the mortar. He's kind of past that now because he's spent all his manpower elsewhere, but to bring out a Centaur, AEC and Cromwell against 2 Pumas and an AT gun with no indirect fire options, I just kind of think that's madness.
Sniper finally opening up. The Wehrmacht sniper is on hunt though. Veterancy 3, 25 kills. That's the second one built as well. And this game feels like it's been going on for a lot longer than it has. We've got a lot of high kill units on the field. It's only 22 minutes in. And we've got a lull in activity down. A lull means a calm before the storm. And we're going to see a big push from either player very shortly.
Yeah, I'm just a bit worried for Cruzzy, to be honest. This is a good opportunity for smierc to consider whether he wants to tech up. I mean, I'm guessing he's just brought out the Command Panzer IV onto the field now, which is going to increase the effectiveness of everything that's in the center with this nice spearhead strategy that he's rolling out. But I guess it would have been a good opportunity for him to see if he wanted to use something like a Panzerwerfer, get rid of some of these infantry. But obviously that isn't going to happen right now. I mean, he's dealing with everything so well with what he's got on the field.
Oh, 2 big Fausts go in on the rear armour of the Cromwell. It's just going to be a time penalty though, so he just spent a lot of munitions on keeping that tank out of the field for a while.
Oh, Pumas are making a move over to that side. I wonder if they'll give chase. Cruzz has clearly spotted the opportunity. He's going in with the AEC and some Pierts.
Oh, he's gone in. He's gone in a little bit, but he's not feeling quite confident enough to go for it fully. There's the smoke grenade thrown from the crew of the AC, but it does not matter because the pack got the kill, and that's a big win for smierc right now.
That was a really good move from smierc, actually going left with the Puma, almost expecting something to come in from the mid. Moves up the AT gun, and as it was retreating, pops the shot off. So perfect placement of all of his support stuff then.
By the way, just so players know, the AEC's smoke ability is a grenade thrown through a hatch, and it is actually delayed by 2 or 3 seconds before it even generates. It's not instant, so you can't rely on it to save your armoured car in every circumstance.
Second counter snipe as well. Here we go. Tactical support has been picked. This is, I would really have expected to see this a lot earlier during the game. There is not that much benefit he's going to get from this other than these engineers that he's just brought out. He should be salvaging some of the wrecks that are in the center. He did blow up the UC wreck at the start of the game by driving over it. So
what happened with the counter snipe, by the way? Can you describe what you saw, please?
Well, you've got Vet3 Sniper camping the middle VP. Again, doesn't leave many options for Cruzz's Sniper. He moved out of cover by firing whilst at the AEC, and it was very, very easy for Oster Sniper to get the counter snipe them.
Command Panther's been found on its own. It doesn't quite have the backup necessary quite yet. It does reverse out of there. Achilles and the Cromwell don't quite want to tango yet. They are the pretty much the focal point of Cruzz's army. He's not got much else. So this is very much camping in the woods right now. It's very very languid gameplay, you must be honest. I mean, as a caster, I will hype a game when it is hypeable, and I will get you excited as a viewer, and to create that bond of trust I must also say when a game is actually quite boring and there's not anything happening. So when I say a game is the greatest ever, like the Cruzz Barton game from the first week, you know, believe me, because I also happen to sit through and cast a lot of games that don't make the cut in my YouTube channels series. Honestly, I literally start watching so many games and then think, nope, and this wouldn't make the cutting room table. But here we go, we could be seeing a push, and this would make it more interesting. If the two Pumas go in with the command tank support and focus on one of these medium armor, it could make it very interesting very quickly.
And do just remind me at some point that there's something that I want to point out to you that's confusing me if we get into another lull point.
Okay, go for it.
Okay, the Puma that died on the left-hand side, currently where the Grenadiers are standing.
Yeah.
Now, count how many wheels have fallen off the Puma, and then count how many wheels are still on the Puma. Where did the extra one come from?
Ah, right. Yeah, that was the spare wheels from inside. Just before they died, they got all the spares out because they had a puncture, and they were going to try and put new wheels on it to get away because they were under heavy fire, and they just didn't have enough time.
I see.
Every battle tells a story. What's the phrase? How does it go? Every game tells a story, and that story was a fantastic one indeed. Here we go, we've got Commander pick finally. It's tactical support.
Please tell me I'm not seeing this. Like, oh, wow.
What now?
The Cromwell has been picked as the command vehicle.
Yeah. What does that mean?
This means the Cromwell is insanely slow now. Look at the speed it's driving. The command vehicle reduces these units. Why didn't it go on something like the Centaur? For what? A little bit of recall. This is such a strange game to see Cruzz play. I'm not expecting it at all. Is there a possibility someone's changed their names or something?
No!
Because, honestly, this is just so weird to see someone like Cruzz use units like this. He's completely nullified any effect that this Cromwell has now. It's just a slow beast. It's being outrun by the Centaur.
It is British tank doctrine of World War II. They built tanks that would go 8 miles per hour. At least he does have a Sherman Firefly to help him. But
this is needed. But you know, the thing with the Cromwell is that you've got two Pumas on the field. You know, they're already a highly mobilized force. The Firefly fires once every 8 to 10 seconds if you're lucky.
Yep.
You know, it's a huge restriction on countering smierc. You know, he's now blobbing up with his units. This has got to be a quick GG now. Sniper just went down, by the way.
Again, I missed
Smears,
another
for
one.
Smears.
Dear God.
We are now authorized to request more powerful units.
Dan, it's the wrong game.
Is it
Joking, I'm joking.
You know
It's
what?
not.
I've been thinking this for the last 20 minutes. I'm like,
No, it won't be. It's fine.
We are losing a sector.
don't scare me like that.
It just is an interesting choice from Cruzz to have gone Brits.
It's not. Do you know what? It's not. The thing is, though, is that Brits are more viable than 1v1 now. And as I say, this is why I wanted to watch a game with Royal Hans, because that guy can showcase the Brits so well. Building a command upgrade on Cromwell. You know, we spoke about Cruzzy knowing the stats inside out. I don't get it. I don't get what's going on right now. You know, I haven't seen anybody do anything like that. You know, I've trialed this once. I tried using the command vehicle on a Centaur once. It was the biggest mistake I've ever made.
What vehicle do you recommend for it then?
The UC, you know, the AEC at a maybe as a, you know, as something to build it on it if you can't afford the UC and you're saving up for something, you know. But the universal carrier is quick enough. You know, you get all the benefits. It can hang back later on in the game because it doesn't really do anything at this point. You know, the Cromwell is a really important unit, but let's just have a look what he's doing, because one thing he has done with the Cromwell, let's just really have a look at what could be happening here. The Cromwell is now restricted to the speed of the Centaur and the Firefly, so he's now got 3 vehicles that run pretty much at the same speed. Now, I don't get why you'd want to do that. I don't get why you'd want to negate the speed of the Cromwell. However, when he's microing these 3 tanks now, they are all working together at the same speed, so he doesn't have to pay too much attention to the micro of all 3 of them. Cromwell, Centaur, Firefly are now moving together, so that could be something that he's doing. I'm still surprised, but...
Enemy forces are securing our territory.
yeah, I'm still surprised, but that could be a little bit of a play into it here, because we are seeing, you know, he's maneuvering all these things very close together. Centaur's got very, very increased damage right now. The Firefly's firing a little bit quicker under the influence of this, so there are still good things happening here.
Oh, big shot in from the Firefly. The 2 Pumas are going to come to try and sort that out, though. They don't want to stand for any of that. This is what we've been waiting for. This is the pot boiling over. We've got a big engagement. The Grenadiers are going fully in. The Centaur is focus firing them, however, pushing away every one of them on 1-man health. So the Pumas now are relinquishing their position, as does the Panzer full command tank. The pack staying in there for now, but it's under sustained infantry fire. It is indeed losing its 3 pips of veterancy very shortly.
Smierc is starting to lose it a little. He needs to be very, very careful as well, because bear in mind that this AT gun does have access to the stun shot. He has a lot of repairing infantry in the field, but he does need to make sure that these things are constantly repaired before going into engagement. So Centaur's half
Big
out.
long-range shot from the Firefly there, taking out the Puma. If the Akak had pushed in there, Dan, he could have had the veterancy on the pack and the sniper. Little did he know, wasn't quite the opportunity he thought. Sorry, Dan, what were you saying?
No, nothing. I'm just looking at this. I'm still edgy. This is so risky, but Cruzzy, I guess that's what the plan was, is to try and get all 3 tanks maneuvering at the same speed. We'll see if it works for him, but you know, surely Cruzzy can find a way to work around that. I mean, maybe get a long-range tank out like a Panther or something.
Call it now. Who do you think's going to win this?
We are losing a sector.
I can't call. I mean,
Oh, I think
Honestly,
Cruzzy. I honestly do. I just think he's
yeah,
got.
and this is why he'll win it though, is with this ability, the artillery cover that comes in. And we called it earlier that he picked this doctrine when he didn't have the munitions really for it, but he can get those munitions, and unless Smierc builds something, you know, to counter all of this, now what it's going to do is just wreck the Pumas, wreck the Command Panzer IV, and it's going to be GG Cruzz. But yeah, this is brand new to me, what he's doing right now.
It's a great. I know this game has been absolutely shite for a long period, but it's now finally getting interesting. And it is an interesting one. We've got 2 command vehicles with only 1 Puma though for Smierc. And he has got a significant portion. Does he have tier? Yes, he does indeed have heavy command panzer. Were you talking about a panther as a possibility, Dan?
Yeah, I was thinking that might be a possibility to really get round the back of the Firefly whilst the Cromwell's there, because obviously, you know, it can outrange it, but Comet's just hit the field as well.
What a long-range shot from that Firefly. Another Puma down. The Firefly has been an absolute beast so far.
80 gun with a chance to take the Cromwell down there. Didn't actually manage to get a hit on it. Smith has got to be pretty rattled by now. You know, this is brand new to my eyes, at least. I imagine this may even be something new for Smears to see.
Yeah, it seems like
Here comes that Panther we were talking about, by the way. This, I think, is a very, very good idea. It's probably one of the few things he's got that could get around the turret speed of the Firefly. Although that Comet there now is a little bit too late. You know, good micro by Cruzz here could really stop all of that happening now.
Oh, big shot in by the Comet tank.
Enemy forces are securing our
And
territory.
then
Smith is losing stuff all over the board.
And then another
now.
Grenadier, as you just said, it died in the Eastern Victory Point thanks to that sustain. Brenfly, I can't believe that. So many people in chat thought that this game was over for Cruzz and that Cruzz was playing terribly, and here he is in the ascendancy with Smears' army rapidly diminishing in size. Another
And we're
Grenadier down.
Very, very close to artillery cover as well now, so this is going to be fast. Getting in a bad spot for Smears. The Panther's going to be nullified by artillery cover. The Comet's going to go in. It's going to be GG at that point. I still don't want to say though, when you're saying, you know, well played by Cruzz. I honestly haven't. You know, there were some things that he could have been doing that he hadn't been doing. This is a very, very good recovery build that he's done. You know, again, we didn't see him utilizing cover positions at all during this game for Brits. He's comfortable with it. He doesn't care. He's still winning at this stage of the game after a horrendous start, in my opinion. So,
Oh, what a shot in by the Firefly. Max range, he's attacking ground through the fog of war. And now here comes a big push by Cruzz. He's getting ready for it. You can sense he's got all his vehicles on that bridge, and he's thinking about it. He's worried possibly about tellers in the...
10 munitions, well, what's going to be 5 munitions now in this game is over, 100% over. I mean, if he goes in there with what he's got under artillery cover, the artillery cover will stretch into his base territories as well for Smears, so it's a difficult one. It's a difficult one.
Difficult one for Smears for certain, because he doesn't quite possibly grasp what is coming his way, you know, and it's not a nice situation to be in. Tanks repositioned to the west. It is quite a fleshy target. You got the sniper, the grenadier. They've all been caught out of position. But here comes the Panther and the Vet 3 pack. Rear armor showing from the Comet tank. Does get penetrated, of course it does. The Panther trying to flank it as hard as can. There is a Piat there, so it could get some rear armor penetrations in. Here comes the Firefly though. Panther already down to 55% health.
So far, this is where did the munitions just go for the artillery cover? I didn't actually spot where they went. I think he was lucky to get his tanks out of there. He's trying desperately to push right now, but triple cap now from Cruzz.
Oh, and here comes Cruzz. Senses blood. He tastes it. He knows there's some really weak targets here. The Antilles gets shots in on the Grenadiers, trying to scout for the Sherman Firefly that just needs one shot in possibly on the Panther. One big shot in would almost destroy it for certain. Oh, really sniper goes down. That time I did catch it on camera.
This really seems like a great time to use artillery cover. I'm surprised not to see it right now. This could spell GG straight away with the use of this ability. Not sure what he's
Oh, and
really
the Puma wheels out of control. Both units down. The Panther, the Puma. It's all gone wrong very quickly for Smear. So he didn't even need the artillery in the end. He just used brute force. What a nice end to a boring game.
Yeah, it was boring. I mean, Cruzz was just waiting, wasn't he, really? That was it.
Yeah.
And we just didn't know it. We didn't know what was coming. But
at least he was aggressive at the end. It would have been terrible if he just waited on victory points, you know? At least he did that aggressive push. It kind of salvaged the game for me.
Yeah, definitely, definitely.
Let's get on with it. Let's have a look what's happening in the brackets. Very exciting stuff. We've got how many viewers are we sitting on now?
Nice, by the way, to seeing some comments in chat. Thanks to this match, I now hate British people. Paula is asking, arty cover? Question mark. Artillery cover is British ability and tactical support, which is just it.